some courtesy to Senator Boyd so she can get on with her day. We're gonna skip down on the second page to Senate Bill number 3089. And Panola County exempts certain tracts of land from certain provisions of individual on-site wastewater disposal system law. Senator Boyd, you are recognized to address this committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm going to ask Manning McPhillips, who represents Panola County, to kind of explain the bill. He's been working with all the parties involved, and so if you'll allow that, Mr. Chairman, we'd like to do that.
Yeah, you're recognized, Mr. Manning.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, members of the committee. This bill comes from Panola County. The reason why, when you put in on-site wastewater treatment piece of equipment on the property, there's certain regulations and things you've got to follow. There's some permitting approvals that have to take place. What was happening was the time to get those approvals really slowed down dramatically lately. Some of the on-site inspections were not happening, and they were asking the rural citizens of Panola County to have to follow this online website form, upload a bunch of documents. It was really becoming a problem. So what Panola County would like to do is bring all of those same approvals and requirements in-house, where when you come and pull a permit with the county lands office, they can also do all the inspections and follow the DOH guidelines and approve those things there. So this is kind of a local control issue. It's not trying to change any of the system, the requirements of the systems or have to follow anything. It's just really making it more of a convenience for Panola citizens. Mr. Chairman, I will tell you we've had some very good discussions lately with Department of Health, and we're looking at hopefully kind of making some progress on this issue. But that's where the bill came from.
Anyone have any questions for Mr. Phillips? Senator Boyd, would you like to add any comments?
No, this is just a local community trying to solve an issue, and so this is what's kind of, they've figured out how we've got a problem. The government is trying to figure out how to make it more effective and efficient.
Senator Blackman, you have a question?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Right now, the health department is who oversees this, correct?
Yes, ma'am. So the application has to be sent to Jackson.
And has the health department exempted any other local entities from, where have we, I guess, because has any other local entity been exempted from the requirements?
I'm not aware of it.
Okay.
So I want to speak to this. The Department of Health has contacted me as well, and several other associations in the state have contacted me, and we've discussed this at length. And I think Senator Boyd is a well-respected member of this body, and I don't think some agencies in the state have been as responsive to her as she would like. And so this should be a good lesson for every agency in this state, that if a legislator calls, that you should respond to their calls and try to be helpful. So do you have any other questions or comments, Senator Blackman?
No, I do not.
Does the committee have any questions, Senator Boyd? Is there a motion?
Not sufficient to pass.
You have heard the motion. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That bill will be reported. We've got two bills before us that are double referred today. One of our committee members, Senator Tate, the bill we'd like to, it's not on the agenda, but we're going to call up that bill. It's Senate Bill 3085. I believe you have it in front of you. And so I'm going to allow him to speak to the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Senate Bill 3085. What this bill will allow for is for the city of Meridian to conduct an election that will ask the people if they approve of a $5.75 per room per night fee added to our hotels and motels. That money will go to building a sports complex there in Meridian. And that's an explanation of the bill. Do you have to take any questions? Not. That was sufficient.
Hold on, wait,
Okay,
just a second.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Are there any other bills like this currently, Senator?
Yes. Yeah, there's several that.
Okay?
Where is the language that says that there's an election? I don't see it in the title of the, bill.
Well, I see right here on line 105 going down, and if you look at 113 specifically states that it must pass by at least 60% of those electors who participate in that election.
So you've got it, right now, as it's written, it's a special election.
That's right, and we need to, we could change it to being a general election, but we would have to make it upon passage. Otherwise, it'd be another 4 years before the municipality will have another general election. So I would ask that if we do make that change, that we just ask that, well, it's already like this, yeah, I'd be more than happy to change that to general election. I've got it.
Well, I hadn't finished.
Oh, you hadn't
Senator
No.
Blackman, you have
Okay,
some
since he
questions?
pointed me to where it was, I was reading. Okay, I think that just giving 21 days before an election, not more than 7 days before the election, that's not sufficient time for the public to be educated on something as significant as this is. And I'd like to offer an amendment at the appropriate time. I'm finished with that, Mr. Chairman.
What's your, state your amendment.
Well, he was,
Okay.
he had questions.
Well, just, if I
Senator
may,
Hurst,
Mr.
you're
Chairman,
recognized.
I'm gonna vote for the bill, but let me ask you this, is there already a hotel motel tax, hotel restaurant tax on this, on the hotels in Lauderdale or Meridian?
There's a 2.5% tax.
Well, Governor Fordyce called this fleecing the Yankees. And I think that's pretty much what he does. But I'm not aware of any, that we have just a flat tourism tax, fee, it's always been a tax. But you say we have those. I just don't remember seeing one. You recognize Ms. Clay to comment?
Beth Clay, you have something you would like to add or a comment? You're recognized.
Yes, sir, thank you. I have researched, there are other cities and counties that have a flat fee. In fact, I think there's one bill alive this year for Natchez that has a set room charge. Meridian has a 2% charge for the City Arts and Entertainment Center. So it's difficult for us to add a bed and breakfast or another food and beverage tax. So this would be the only way that they would be able to raise the funds to build this. And I don't know how many of you do travel baseball, but Meridian still is like third world. Brookhaven, Southaven, Senatobia, Natchez, all of these areas, Tupelo, all have, Brandon have these beautiful fields that they added a special tax for, like there's a special tax for the amphitheater. So this might be a little bit different, but there are others in the law that have an absolute fee on the hotel and motel rooms. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, if that's what the people of Meridian want, and that's what the aldermen want, and you want, and she wants, I'm certainly not against it. I'm just saying I don't remember one where we had a flat amount. It's always been a percent. But I certainly think people know what they need and what they want in your city. Thank you.
Any other questions? You have an amendment for the committee?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, on line 103, rather than saying 21 days, and Ian, you can help me with it. I just think that you ought to give people an opportunity to be able to see what they're voting on. And so, I want it to be perhaps, say 45 days, and then maybe did 14 days So then half of that for the last notification?
21 days is normally our standard on special elections. I'm opposed to a tax like this myself on a special session. On special election. I like to be on general elections because it spreads it among the greatest
Right.
number of people. What I would like to do, this is double referred, and I would ask you, I know you're on finance as well, could we move it to finance with the understanding that on the floor, I would like Senator Tate to offer an amendment to make it a general election. A general election at a city election. What do you think about that?
But we are the first committee to get it.
We are.
So if this is put in here, then finance would have to do.
Okay, our normal is 21 days. It has to be,
But like you say, that's for a special election, but this is dealing with taxes.
that's correct.
And so do you want to if you want to put it for the general election?
I'll let you
That's
make,
fine.
I'll let you make your amendment and we'll let the committee decide.
No, I'm withdrawing. I'm
Okay.
saying if you want to do it for the general, that's fine.
I'd like to do it on a general because there's no repeal date on this and I'd like the people to be able to vote on it every 4 years on a general election. Senator Tate, to move it to finance, we can do that. We can amend it on the floor. If you will consider that, we can work together on that. When we get to the floor, we'll do the amendment.
That's what
Is
I'm
everybody-
telling you. We can
I
do it.
realize that.
Oh, you don't want to do it now, and finance just accepts the general, it
Well,
just
if we're-
accepts our amendment.
If we're going to change it to a general election, it's, everybody will know there's a general election for the city.
Now, what I'm saying is our committee can vote to
Right.
put that in here now, and finance just simply accepts our amendment.
Do you want to make your amendment?
I so move that it's for a general election.
Switching to general election.
And there's no repeal
And
date?
then in the 4 years of the repeal. Did you say that?
That's the
Mr.
thing,
Chairman?
you can't have a repeal date on it if it's going to be a general, the people will vote on it every 4 years. Right. And the issue with the repeal date, there's bonding authority in question. So there's not a repeal date on it until the bonds are satisfied. But
Okay.
once the bond is satisfied, or the loan, it could be a loan as well, once that loan or bond has been accomplished, then the people have to vote on it again for the new tax. Does that make sense?
Yes. Okay, so that's you have the amendment. Thank you.
That's a good amendment. All those in favor of the amendment?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any discussion on the bill? Any more discussion?
It'll be on June 8th.
If it makes it, if it doesn't, yeah, it's effective on passage. Any discussion on the bill? Any more discussion? Y'all ready to vote? All right.
You just got amended.
It is for a city.
It is for the city.
Let's move along. So, we're going to vote.
Title sufficient to pass as amended.
The motion's before us, title sufficient to pass as amended. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We'll report that to finance.
This is committee sub.
All right.
This is committee sub.
We're going to move down to the next one that we're going to move to the next bill that's double referred, Senate Bill number 3091, the last item on today's. I authored this bill. Give you a moment to look over it because it just got put on the agenda this morning, and then I'll explain the bill and answer any questions.
Yeah, I have something about it. I think we did something similar to this last year, didn't we, for Jackson County? Where the county, and this where the county will receive a tax, not the city?
That's correct.
Okay. Yeah, we did that actually last year. I believe it was last year, it could have been the year before. For Jackson County, now are the people in the city also taxed?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So what we have before us is I have a unanimous consent from bipartisan County Board of Supervisors, Democrats and Republicans, have requested a 3/4% sales tax for infrastructure projects. The tax, if they choose to enact it, will be placed on a general election with the County Board of Supervisors. And it will allow them to either bond or take loans against this tax. So I'd be happy to answer any questions. Again, this is a general, I did this intentionally. I made it a general election because I want the greatest number of taxpayers to have a voice in this. And the people of Lee County have a right, I think they have a right to this when they have a bipartisan set of board members that have asked for this for infrastructure projects. And I'll be happy to take any questions.
Sufficient to pass.
Is there any discussion? We have a motion before us, title sufficient to pass. All those in favor? All those opposed? The ayes have it. We'll report that to finance. So let's keep. We don't have there is no special tax in Lee County.
No, I'm
Okay.
telling you, no, Tupelo does.
All right, watch that clock for me. When we get 5 minutes, let me know. We'll recess and come back, if that's okay with everybody. Okay, let's move to, let's go back in order now. Let's go up to House Bill number 1479, City of Macomb. It extends the date on the repeal for the hotel and motel tax that already exists. Any discussion?
Sufficient to pass.
We have a motion. All those in favor? Any opposed? We'll report that out. House Bill number 1480, Marshall County, expand boundaries of Marshall Utility Service Sewer District. Any questions? If we need to slow down, if somebody wants to take a moment to read, I'm fine with that. I've read these bills. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? We'll report that out. House Bill number 1481, Town of Shannon authorized the expansion of its gas distribution system. I want to say that Alder Lady Lucy Blair took time to call me from Shannon and asked me to pass this for her, for the people that she represents, said it's really important to her. Also, it's important to Senator Ricky Thompson that authored it, and it's also deeply important to Senator Ben Suber. And he's lobbied me very hard on behalf of the people of Shannon to get this before this committee.
Title sufficient to pass.
Title sufficient to pass. All in favor? Any opposed? We'll report that. House Bill number 1482. Let's see. Let's take up some of these repeal dates in block, if that's okay with you guys. Let's take. Let's see here. Let's take the next two in block. House Bill number 1482 and House Bill 1483. Both that just extend the repeal date unless somebody wants to lay one aside. If not, any discussion?
Title sufficient to pass.
You've heard the motion. All in favor? Any opposed? We'll report those. House Bill number 1487, City of Vicksburg, authorized to execute certain agreement to make contribution to Vicksburg Warren County Development Foundation.
Title sufficient to pass.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor? Any opposed? We'll report those out. The next two, let's see, House Bill number 1490, Coahoma County authorized contributions to Tri-County Workforce Alliance.
Title sufficient to pass.
You've heard the motion. All in favor? Any opposed? Ayes clearly have it. We'll report that. House Bill number 1491, Coahoma County authorized contributions to the Family and Youth Opportunities, Inc.
Title sufficient to pass.
Is there any questions or debate? All those in favor? Any opposed? The ayes clearly have it. Okay, Jackson County revised duties of Civil Servant Commission for Sheriff's Department relating to certain personnel matters. I contacted the sheriff and talked with him about this. This is a House bill. I called the sheriff to be sure that nothing was being done to undermine Sheriff Easel and his efforts. And he says this is actually to help him streamline his hiring and his personnel matters. He completely supports the bill. We have unanimous board members. And if there aren't any questions or debate, title sufficient to pass. All in favor? Any opposed? The ayes clearly have it. House Bill number 1495, Tallahatchie County authorizing leasing of certain water well to City of Charleston. Okay. Title, we have a motion. Title, all those in favor? Any opposed? Report that. Senate Bill number 1372, Lafayette County change governing law for county trusts and investments from PERS to Mississippi Uniform Prudent Investor Act. This is the same thing we did for Oxford. Were your questions answered, Senator Blackman?
They were.
You have a motion?
Title specific.
You've heard the motion. All in favor? Any opposed? We'll report that it's passed. Senate Bill 3086, Lauderdale County extend the repeal date for Lauderdale County tourism. Any
Title
de-
specific.
all those in favor? Any opposed? We'll report that. Warren County authorized contributions to various organizations. This is a bill we had that had, there were 4 or 5 different House bills. The Senate bill consolidated all that into one bill. Yeah, is there a motion?
Title specific.
Any opposition? All those in favor? Any opposed? We'll report that. Senate Bill 3090, Washington County extend the repeal date for Washington County Convention and Visitors Committee and Tourism Tax.
Title specific.
We'll report, all those in favor? Any opposed? I'll entertain a motion.
You're 5 minutes ago, a couple minutes ago, but you were close.
Okay, look, when he said to come back, I knew she needed this.
I got 5 minutes. Walk with me. Let's watch it.